What's up, guys? This is episode number 13 of Brayden's Halls, and this one is another big one. We've got, I think it's over 100 games to get through today. This is a collage of, I think, 2 different game trips that ended up being a lot of video games because I like those. I think it's about 21, I think is the console number with different consoles you're going to see in this video in terms of games. It's a big one, it's a bad one, whatever. We're just going to get into this, though. We're going to start off with something that I had been searching for years upon years at this point. We're going to jump into it here with one of my biggest finds of the day. The Madden 2009 20-year Collector's Edition. Now, you can see this isn't just like a normal thing. This thing is fucking huge. This is a fucking huge item. And we're going to jump into this here. There's a little slipcover here for this, which has like all the shit on it. Randy Moss as well. And then you have, this is like plastic. Not like plastic. I don't know what it is, but it's cool. So then you slide this out of here, and then this is the shit itself. So the Madden 2009 20-year Collector's Edition. Now you open this, and you get Madden 09, you get NFL Head Coach 09, but then you can flip this open as well. This bonus disc has a copy of Madden 93 on it that's playable. And then you have like a timeline of Madden here with like a bunch of shit up till that point in the series. And then there's 2 manuals in here, one for Madden 09, one for Head Coach 09. But this is fucking sick. This is one of the better pieces of my collection purely because this is a collector's thing. And I didn't have it, which is weird because I like Madden 09 and I did like this. I had tabs on this on eBay for a couple of years, but I never ended up buying it. I found it naturally in real life, which was one of the best feelings I've ever seen or had. This is absolutely fucking sick, and I am so thrilled I have this now. But that is that. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going in console order today because we got a lot of shit, and there's a lot of games. So if there's something I don't have anything to say about, I'm not going to say anything about it. With this one, specifically, UFC Undisputed 2010. They got Brock Lesnar on the cover. Also, they had a deal. You see the white sticker, anything that says 937 or less with the white stickers was $250. That was their deal of the month. Brock Lesnar on the cover of that game. Tiger Woods PGA Tour 14. FIFA 16 for the Xbox 360, which weirdly enough I didn't have. It doesn't make sense to me. NBA 2K16, and get this, NBA 2K16. So now, I had, a couple of videos ago for Brayden's Halls, I had the 3 versions of NBA 2K16, but that was for Xbox One. This is now for Xbox 360. I need to find the AD cover of NBA 2K16, and then I'll have a complete 360 2K16 collection. You've got NBA 2K17 for 360, which was the last 2K for the 360 I needed. I think outside of 2K6, but yeah. Once I find that for the 360, I will have one of everything, 2K-wise for the Xbox 360. And then this is another huge thing that I'd been looking for forever, and I finally found. It's another collector's edition, NHL 13 Stanley Cup edition. Now, the slipcover here is a little scuffed. I don't know what this is from, but whatever. But you can take the slipcover off, and it's just like the other one, same thing. But this is a steelbook, Stanley Cup on the front of it, a bunch of, like, all the champions who won it before this came out on it as well. Not all of them, but most of them. Not most either, but yeah. And then inside, it is just the regular game, NHL 13, and it is in a steelbook. This is pretty fucking cool. I don't know. Like, I didn't even know they made this until I stumbled across it on eBay one day, and I was just like, wait, what the hell? They have this. This is a pretty cool feature find, whatever you want to call it. I am quite fond of the fact that I now have this. It is kind of a dinky slipcover, I will say. Usually slipcovers are built up around the corners. This one is not. It is just it is rounded off, which I can't say I like, but it is because of the fact that it's a steelbook, which is rounded on the corners as well. Not a huge fan of that, but whatever. You take what you get, right? 3 more for the 360 here. EA Sports MMA, nothing about that. This was, I think, this might be the second most expensive game I bought on this big trip. AAA Lucha Libre Heroes del Ring. Now, I believe this is only the only AAA wrestling game, which is the Mexican wrestling company. And it is pretty cool, I will say. It is American-based, so I can play this. But you can see AAA has the weird six-sided ring. This is really cool. I don't know a lot about AAA, but it is like a lucha company, which is fucking sick. This game is fairly high in value. I don't know why it's at $22, though. That seems a little egregious. But whatever. That's nice. And then the last 360 game I have here, Grand Slam Tennis 2. Next. We got a lot for the original Xbox now. We're going to jump into that. We got Greg Hastings Tournament Paintball. Greg Hastings, he's in this video several times. I don't know why. Madden 2002, which surprisingly I didn't have for the Xbox. I do believe now the only Madden I need for the original Xbox is Madden 2009, but that game goes for like $45 unironically. Check that out. Like it's stupid expensive because of like how rare it is. NFL 2K3, FIFA Soccer 2005, Knockout Kings, this is 2002. I don't know what the sticker's from, but yeah, this is Knockout Kings 2002 from good old EA Sports. That's that. Tennis Masters Series, like you can tell because shit was $250. It's like the dollar deal. I was buying whatever. Not quite the same deal, but honestly not that bad either. Outlaw Golf 9 Holes of Xmas. Now this was, if you remember the Outlaw Volleyball game I got a couple of videos ago, that's the same series as this. It's pretty weird, and it's pretty sex-pilled, which is fucking hilarious. But yeah, this is Christmas golf. But it's like, you can fight people, and women are hot. I don't know. And then the last original Xbox game, Fight Night Round 3. And that is that for your favorite series of green consoles. Now we're going to move on to a bunch of miscellaneous trash. Some cartridges here first. We got NFL football for the Intellivision. I have like 3 Intellivision games, and I'll probably never have an Intellivision, but this is fun. I think this is I think this might be the first licensed NFL video game. I could be wrong on that, but I don't know what else it would be if it's not this. Either way, good piece to have. So not complaining about it. Another football game, 10-Yard Fight for the NES. This is like an OG original like football game that one of the first ones that ever like dropped that was actually like notable because this predates Madden. So this is fun. This is a fun collector piece. I can't actually play this now with my new Retron that barely works. But now we're going to jump to the N64 where we have a couple of good pieces here. Kobe Bryant and NBA Courtside. Mike Piazza's Strike Zone. And then FIFA Soccer 64. Now we're going to get now into the most valuable game I bought in this trip. If you were here when I had the conversation about this stuff on stream, you would be here and you would have heard about this already. But either way, here we go. Super Mario 64 for the N64. Premium price of $35. But this is one of the better games known of all time. One of the most popular games of all time as well. With an N64 in the house now, this is a big purchase. Now, I have 2 N64 games that aren't sports. And this is one of them, and then I have the original Smash Bros. As well. So hell of a collection for the 2 that I have that aren't sports. We're going to jump to the loose Sega Genesis stuff now, where we've got Coach K College Basketball. Shout out to Coach K. And then Pro Quarterback. Now, when I saw this in the store, I wasn't going to get it, but I looked at this, man. This looks like the most like trash-ass video game I have ever seen. This is an unlicensed football game called Pro Quarterback. There's no universe in which this is good. None. And that is why I got it, because it seems incredibly funny to own that. We have a couple of games for the DS and 3DS here, so we'll jump into that. There was a GameStop trip at one point in this big tour I did. And we're going to get into a bunch of stuff, but there was a GameStop retro section inside that GameStop, which mine doesn't have. We were out of town, so we found a GameStop that had a GameStop retro. And this was one of the ones I got because GameStop retro, like the oldest thing was like a PlayStation game, which is not retro, but whatever. This is just EA Playground, and I think this counts as a sports game because look at I don't know, whatever. I don't know nothing about it. Major League Baseball 2K12 for the DS. Then we have 2 3DS games here, but they're really funny ones. I got another copy of Chibi Robo Ziplash. This one is also complete in box. It's really, this game's fucking terrible, but I love it. So I've got 2 of those now. And then Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo 3DS. I have this game already, but I did not have the box for it. And I want to get all my Smash Bros. Games in the boxes. I have all but one in the box now, and the one I'm missing is the original N64, and that had a cardboard box. So that is probably going to be a premium payment if I want to acquire that in the box, but whatever. We'll go to the PS1 now. We've got Speedball 2100. Now, I had known about this game, but I have no clue what this actually is. So what we're gonna do as a collective, we're gonna read the game back because we don't do this often. But here we go. The year 2100, super corporations ruthlessly dominate the submissive masses. All right, so this game may have been a bit ahead of its time. In a world where there are no wars and no crime, maybe not, violence has become a sport with no rules where only the strongest survive. Combining the fast tactical nature of sports simulation and the satisfying limb-cracking of a beat-em-up, Speedball 2100 pits 16 heavily padded teams against one another in the ultimate futuristic ball game. I might have to rip some of this on the good old PS2 and figure out what the hell this thing is, because this sounds incredibly weird, but that's fun. Power Spike, Pro Beach Volleyball, F1 Championship Season 2000, Big League Slugger Baseball. This one's good. This is actually a really big one. Ass warning for anyone who doesn't want to see it. MTV Celebrity Deathmatch. This is like an old school classic game. This is another super popular game from the PS1 era. This game has that staying power, man. You can fucking... Who's in this game? Busta Rhymes and Mr. T. Fucking... Yeah, no, that's sick. Tommy Lee? Who's this? We gotta look. Marilyn Manson? Yeah, this is terrible, but whatever. Now we got a good one here. NHL Blades of Steel 2000. I didn't know this existed, actually, until I saw it on the shelf, and it wasn't a 937 or less game, so I actually paid full price for this. Because I didn't have, I have the original Blades of Steel for the NES. I didn't have, one of the rebooted versions, which I now know that there are several of, which is sick. Shout out to Konami for rebooting that series. You got MTV Sports Snowboarding. Don't know what the MTV theme is here today, but whatever. FIFA 2002. Kickboxing. NHL Face-Off 98. Sydney 2000. Now, originally, whenever I went there, I pulled this off the shelf, and it was for the Dreamcast. They had a Dreamcast version of this game, but then I saw it for the PS1. I put the Dreamcast version back. It has still been, I think, over a year since I bought a Sega Dreamcast game, and I keep wanting to buy the console, but I keep bitching out on it because I only have 5 Dreamcast games, and I can't find any more that I end up wanting to buy. So it's just we're kind of at a stalemate when it comes to that. You got World Cup Golf Professional Edition. Sorry for the pause there. I had to reorganize my shit because I'm running out of room because there's too many games in this video. But let's keep going now. We're going to jump into the PS3 next. We've got NBA Live 09, NCAA Football 13, shout out to RG3, Tiger Woods PGA Tour 08, and Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2010. Wait, hold on, go back. What is with the sticker on this one? Oh, the fucking art is just popping out of the sleeve a bit. I didn't even see that. The sticker's weird. Because I saw it being covered, and I was like, how in the world they managed that? And I didn't realize the art was slipping out. That's my bad. NHL 2K9. And we got a lot of college football here, so I'm going to grab all 3 of these. We had 13 earlier, but now we have 09, 10, and 12. Now, weirdly enough, I have been looking for NCAA 10 for the 360 for 8 months now, because it's the only NCAA football for the 360 I do not have, but I somehow found it for the PS3. I found several copies of it for the PS3 before I found it for the fucking 360, which is irking me to no end, but let's just move on. Last PS3 game here, NHL 11, which is, I believe, completes the PS3 NHL collection outside of Legacy Edition. I could be wrong on that, but I think 07 is for the PS3 as well. I need that, but we're pretty much good with the mid-era NHLs for the PS3. We'll jump to the PS4 now where we have some slop, but we got to get through it. FIFA 19. FIFA 15. This one is bad. FIFA 20 Champions Edition. And then this one's weird. Madden 25 for the PS4, but the problem is this isn't the American version because the American version is bitch-ass expensive. It's $30 for a 25 for the PS4. It's the Europe version. You can tell PEGI rating system, PAL version. This is only $4. And it's literally the same game except for the fact it's the European version. That's literally the only difference. But it is a $25 difference. Genuinely, if you haven't seen it, go look up the average market value of Madden 25 PS4, the American version of it. It's insane. But yeah, that's that. And then we're going to get to the Xbox One, where a bit from an old friend came back, to say the least. So you guys know my favorite game. My favorite bit now is to buy copies of NBA 2K18 when I find them. So I got NBA 2K18, NBA 2K18, NBA 2K18, and NBA 2K18. So I started getting these because nobody seems to know that the Celtics version of the Xbox One edition of this game is worth like $20, and you can tell by the fact that even like the reputable game stores aren't marking them as they should be, because these games retail for like $17 on market. The Cavs cover does not. These ones are like fairly priced. These are both $537 games, but I don't understand. I keep seeing these and I keep getting them, but now I just grabbed the Cavs versions as well. I have 10 copies of NBA 2K18 for the Xbox One now, and that's not a joke. Like, I'm serious when I say that. There are 10 copies of that game for the Xbox One in my fucking house. Madden 20 Superstar Edition, shout out to that, did not have this version of this game. MX versus ATV Supercross Encore 2017 Official Track Edition. Now, this may be the game with the longest title in my entire collection. Seriously, look at the spine of this. If it would focus on it, that'd be great. But no fucking game should have this many words on the spine. Seriously. Why? Why is everything so terrible at focusing now? Whatever, you get it. You fucking move. RBI Baseball 2021, which I believe is the last one of these they made, unless they made terrible mistakes, which they made of, because that whole series was a mistake. And then the last game here, Madden 23 for the Xbox Series X. This is part of that GameStop trip. But this is the alternate cover of Madden 23, which is one of my favorite Mads of all time, featuring the man himself, John Madden, on the cover. So you know I had to pick that up. But that is that for all those. Now we're going to move on to Nintendo consoles. Yes, Nintendo consoles. We got a Wii U and a GameCube, and then like 30 Wii games. So let's move. FIFA 13 for the Wii U. I believe the only FIFA on the Wii U, because this was the year when 13 was the year where they put like a bunch of EA Sports games on the Wii U that weren't usually on anything like that. Madden 13, FIFA 13, they both made it on. I think that's it, though. I don't know if NBA Live or NHL made it on that year or anything else. But yeah, those are there. That's weird. And for the GameCube, NBA Live 2005, featuring the man Carmelo Anthony and those slick Denver jerseys. But let's jump to the Wii now, because we got a lot of these, so let's just get into it. Deal or No Deal Special Edition. Now, this cover's a little fucked up. Everything about it's a little fucked up. But I had the original Deal or No Deal for the Wii, and I love Deal or No Deal, so I had to pick this up when I saw it, you know. Madden 12 for the Wii, weirdly enough, did not have this for the Wii, which is kind of a bad miss, but whatever. Mini Desktop Racing. This is a game I found from a Scott DeWaz video, but you are like a baby car and you just drive around on racetracks that are desktops with like desktop objects and shit. It's really bad, but yeah, that's that. NASCAR Unleashed. The Price is Right. Now, I want to talk about this a little bit. We'll jump in. We'll show you this. Rayman Raving Rabbids TV Party. But The Price is Right for the Wii may have like the darkest Wii spine I've ever seen. So let's just like compare them real quick. You can like pretty clearly tell that The Price is Right's like spine is like gray and the other two are white. I don't know why that is, and I frankly didn't even notice it until they were on my shelf like this, and I saw, wait, why is this one darker? But it is just like that, and it is kind of annoying. But all in all, it's like, it's not that bad. It really isn't, but it is kind of irking in like the slides. You can tell it's a little fucked up if you look at the top up here. Because like these, the white blends in, but this one, it's very clearly white to gray here. It's really stupid. But yeah, more Wii games here, and a lot of shit. Just a lot of dumb shit. Tony Hawk Ride and Tony Hawk Shred. Big Air, Bigger Tricks. Yeah, love skateboarding. Deca Sports. Now this is like, imagine Wii Sports if it was like bad. Like actually really bad. That's what this is. There's 10 sports in this, and I think they made 3 different versions of Deca Sports, and I don't know how they had the budget for that, because this didn't do anything. But this is one of the few games I have that has 2 manuals in it. They have I think it's French and American manual, English. Shout out America. Happy 250. But yeah, that's that. Water Sports for the Wii. Carnival Games Mini Golf. I had the other Carnival Games video games. I didn't have the Mini Golf one, which is weird. That game is terrible, though. And then GT Pro Series. We're not done with the Wii yet, though. I just keep grabbing short stacks of games and then moving on. Let's keep going. Virtua Tennis 2009. Kids Sports International Soccer. I had some of the other kids sports games. This one I didn't. Frankly, not proud to own it, but I do. Canada Hunt. And then another one from the GameStop. WWE All-Stars, which is a game I actually had been looking for a bit. Finding it for the Wii for $10 was actually not bad. So that was very nice to see. And then we got Cabela's Monster Buck Hunter And then Cabela's Trophy Box, because what would a Brayden Eater sports video game collection be without 300 hunting games? We got Brunswick Pro Bowling for the Wii. Family Party, 30 Great Games, Outdoor Fun. Now, what's weird about this is I actually had the Family Party 90 Great Games, which is this game, and then like they made 3 different games that had 30 Great in them. And I have the package that has all 3 of those bundled in, but I bought one of the original ones. And I think now it'd be fun to go find the other 2. But yeah, we'll move. We'll move from that. AMF Bowling Pin Busters. Now, this is weird because if you remember, there was a video that I did, Brayden's Halls, where I found another AMF game for the Wii, and it was World Lanes, but it was in a Pin Busters case. So, funnily enough, I have this game in the right case now, and then I have another AMF game, which is in the wrong case, which is really funny. 2K Top Spin 4. I had Top Spin 3 for the Wii, but now I have 4. And then finally for the Wii, Matthew's Bow Hunting. And that is the Wii segment of this video. Now, thank God, I needed a bunch more Wii games so I could fill out that shelf. But we are moving on to the last segment of stuff here. We got a couple of other consoles here, but then we'll be done here. For the Genesis, we're in boxed Genesis games now. NHLPA Hockey 93. Now, I'm going back and trying to get all of the NHL and Madden games in boxes. I have most of them in, but there's a couple for the Genesis and the NHL I don't have. And then there's literally only one more for Madden that I need, and that is because I bought John Madden 92 for the Sega Genesis, and now the only Madden I need in the box is John Madden Football for the Sega Genesis, which was the second Madden released ever. Problem is that game came in a cardboard box and is worth like $30, so I'm going to have to figure that out at some point. But this is one of the only 2 Maddens I didn't have in the box. I have every other one fully in box. But this is good. John Madden 92. It's a fine game. They were just adapting to shit at this point. They didn't have any licenses for players or teams at this point. But yeah, look, you can even see from the designers of NHL Hockey. Shout out to that. And then last for the Genesis, Foreman for Real. This is George Foreman, probably. Boxing game, whatever. 2 weird cons. 2. Use fingers. 2. Fuck. 2 consoles. Weird ones here. Sega Saturn. Now, I don't even have a Sega Saturn, but I like just having weird shit like this. And you want to see something even weirder? Hold on. Case is broken. But that's fun. I have a Sega Saturn game now. Probably will never have the console, but who genuinely even uses a Sega Saturn? They didn't do much with that. And it's All-Star Hockey. This case is fucking terrible, by the way. Proprietary bullshit from Sega. Maybe that's why they don't make games anymore. For the Intellivision in the box, Major League Baseball. Now, I don't know how this was only... Where's the tag? Yeah, this was only $9 somehow. Don't ask me how or why, but yeah, it is fully in the box. It's complete with everything. $9. That's a fucking steal. And then we have 2 SNES games in the box, which I had a bunch of SNES stuff, but I didn't have any in the box, so we have that now. Jeopardy Deluxe Edition, which I bought because I was, I don't have an SNES game in the box. And then I went to another store and I found Madden 95 in the box as well. So I have 2 SNES games in the box now. Shout out to that. But yeah, they're weird. This one's cooler than this one, obviously, but fucking, that's whatever. And then the final console of this video, the PS2. What is with the fingers in the last 3 minutes here? Let's just move on. Torino 2006, another licensed Olympics video game, which is sick. Another winter one as well, which is pretty cool. Yeah, we're working on the Olympics collection slowly but surely, but I do like these games a lot. The licensed ones, they're fun to have. MLB 2K11. I didn't even know this game released on the PS2. I have several copies of it for the 360. One of them is broken, that's why I have several. And I have it for the DS as well, not in the box, but loose. And then, I don't know why this is on the PS2. It just doesn't seem like it should be. But it is somehow, so I'm not going to complain about it. Rest in peace, Roy Halladay as well, one of my goats. Racing Italiano. This was the cheapest game base that I think I saw in the main store that day. Yeah, I don't know what this is, but it is just Italian racing game, which is funny. Jeremy McGrath Supercross World. The greenest game I have. This spine is, like, unique to my collection, man. There's, like, no other game I have in my collection that has this color spine on it, and it's really weird. It's like that blue to green fade. I don't know what's with that. But this one, we've seen some bullshit before. This may be the biggest piece of dog shit I've ever bought. But Breeders' Cup World Thoroughbred Championships. It's a horse racing game. That's like, this is the only one of these I have. I don't know what's with this, but I seen it and I was like, well, that's a sport I don't have, so let's buy it. I'll never play that probably. I will probably. ESPN MLB Baseball, which is part of the 2K4 series down here from Sega. This was the year where they decided, hey, we're going to reset the entire 2K series for no reason at all. Sorry for the jump cut. I was in the middle of dying there. But, yeah, Jason Giambi. Don't know what's with this. Yeah, whatever. I didn't have that for the PS2, so now I do. Strike Force Bowling. I love bowling and Strike Force. FIFA Soccer 10 for the PS2. Weird one. Didn't have. I'll tell you one game I did have, though. Madden NFL 08 for the PS2. This was one of the ones I found at the GameStop trip that I made. The GameStop Retro thingy. This is why you don't buy games from GameStop either. No manual. And they didn't make that clear to me at all. And I paid $5 for this. So fuck GameStop. NASCAR Heat 2002. We've got 4 games left here. Not a lot to say about most of them. NBA Shootout 2004. Now, I had 2003, I think it was, for the PS2, because Ray Allen, who was on the Bucks at the time, was on the cover, and I love when my teams are on the cover of games. This one's cool, though. Love that Magic jersey. Love this. And I cannot say enough how much I love the style of these game boxes, because they make it look like a newspaper, which is the sickest thing ever. And look at the manual in this, too. It literally, the way they style this, it looks like you're holding a newspaper. It literally does. And that is the sickest fucking thing of all time. 989, it's a damn shame they don't make games anymore. Listen, the games weren't good, but man, they knew how to style some shit. Man, they knew how to style shit. Greg Hastings, Tournament Paintball Max. Do you remember 20 minutes ago when I said he was going to be in this video again? Well, he's in this video again. Shout out Greg Hastings. I haven't played any of his games. And then 2 left here. Biathlon 2008. This is like the same as that other bullshit ski and shoot or whatever, but it's like licensed, I guess. I don't know what the biathlon license would be, but apparently this one is. I don't know. And then finally here, Backyard Sports Baseball 2007. Shout out to Adam, who apparently had this game in his lifetime with Albert Pujols on the cover of this. I don't know what this is about, but yeah, another game without the manual. This is weird. It's weird. Another backyard game, though. You can never complain about the Backyard Sports series. But we have other stuff to get into, which I just realized I forgot to grab. So I'm going to have to do another jump cut here. So if you could just, yeah. So we've got 2 little extras in this video. And they're both physical media. They're DVDs. This one is Slapshot. Now, most people in this, who are watching this, probably have never heard of this. But this is a movie. This is one of the greatest hockey movies of all time. I found this for $5 at Walmart. And if you don't know why I love this movie so much, it was filmed in my hometown. There's an arena that is within like 10 minutes drive, not even probably less than that, away from us. And that's where this movie was filmed. One of the greatest movies of all time. The Charlestown Chiefs, actually spawned an ECHL team in the city that I live in because of this movie. It's fucking sick. And then finally, this was one of the things I had been looking for unironically several years. Since it came out, I've been looking for this. You could have bought it on Amazon, but that is bitch pilled. I was walking around Walmart and I just stumbled across this and I nearly fucking lost it. The 2012 TMNT Complete Series. Now, this thing is fucking ginormous. And how big is this thing? Fucking huge. This thing is fucking huge. You want to know why it's huge? Look how many damn discs are in this. There's 20 discs in this. Some of these are double layered. Like, if you look here, I believe you can see that some of these are double layered discs. It's fucking crazy how many discs are in this. But it is the entire 2012 TMNT series just complete. And the funniest thing about this, you can see each of these discs has like a title. But the disc order, which is on the inside of the art, if you see up there, it just says disc 1, disc 2, disc 3, and none of the discs have numbers. So what I had to do was I had to go to Reddit and find out what like the order was for the discs and print it out, put it on a piece of paper, and then put the paper in the thing. Because there's no other way I'd be able to remember it, because there's 20 discs in this. But yeah, this thing is fucking huge. It's one of my favorite TV shows and series of all time, the 2012 Turtles. I love this shit so much, and I started rewatching it again because of this purchase. But yeah, a 5-season show in one package for $25, which honestly, not terrible. Not even bad. I love this shit. I've been looking for this forever. And I just stumbled across it in a fucking Walmart. I was losing it. They had like 4 of these too. This came out like 2022. Why the fuck did they have like 4 of them? Whatever though. That is fucking sick. And that is the longest Brayden Halls episode of all. We just hit 30 minutes on that. So thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.